Hey, what's going on? Welcome back to the channel. In this video, we're going to be taking a look at Harmony One. I do want to say that I'm not a financial advisor. You should do your own research before investing money into crypto. If you haven't seen the previous update, make sure to watch that before watching this one. It's going to be linked in the top right-hand corner of the screen. Now, let's jump straight into the TA. Taking a look at the daily chart, as you can see, we have our swing high printed in January last year and the swing low printed in June of 2021. We retraced all the way down to the 1.618 at 0.01313. We cover this in every video, and I do this because sometimes there are new people watching the videos, hopefully, and I just want to get them to understand what it is that we're looking at. But if you don't know how to use the Fibonacci retracement, which is this lovely indicator over here, then feel free to check out the link in the description that's going to take you to a video where I explain how you can use this indicator to set up long-term and short-term support and resistance levels. Now, if you are familiar with the indicator, we can move forward with the video. So taking a look at this latest pump that we had here, which has been going on for the past couple of days. So we saw a pullback down to this perfectly down to this support block that we had set up from 0.01703 down to 0.01580. And the last time we had a bounce from there was all the way back here in January. Before that, we had a bounce in October, and actually twice in October. And before that in July of 2021. And right now we had another bounce. So this was a very good entry for anyone looking to trade Harmony One. We saw a bounce. The total move was around 50%. If you entered at the bottom level of the support block, that would have been 40% as well. So this was a really good trade. You could have exited at the resistance level here, 0.02150. So from the bottom of the support block to the resistance level, that's 34%, almost 35. From the top of the support block to the resistance, that's 25.8%. So overall, great exit for anyone. If you traded this, good for you. But on the daily chart, we are opening candles below the 20 EMA. This is quite negative. We already have a bearish cross, which typically once we get the bearish cross on the daily chart, we do see continuation in the downtrend. For example, if we take a look at the latest or the bearish cross that we got before that, it was, where was that actually? That was a very long time ago. I think, was it back in August, or was this really the last time we got the bearish cross in January of 2021? Wow. And then a year later in January 2023, we get that, we get the next bullish cross. Wow. So for an entire year, we were in a bearish cross where the 20 EMA crossed below the 55 EMA. And just here, we saw the opposite of that, where the 20 crosses above the 55. That was a bullish signal. If you entered here, you could have rode all of this to the upside. And obviously right now, we're seeing another move to the downside. Also, what is possible here is that we're seeing an Elliott wave theory. So if I bring out the Elliott wave count, so we have 1, we have 2, potentially wave 3 is going to be the largest one. Usually it is the biggest wave in the entire structure. So let's say we get to 7 cents, then we see a pullback. Now the pullback of wave 4 should not go below the wave 1 high. That's a very important thing to notice or to keep in mind. And let's say we get to 11 or 10.5 cents, which is the golden ratio here, by the end of summer 2023, sometime in August, probably. That's probably going to happen sometime in August. So we can just draw this out here like that. Yeah, sometime in August. Because typically we do see a local high printed in August. For example, this was August 2020. Then we go back here, December, July. Well, we saw another move to the upside in August of 2019, but this is when the project got listed on Binance initially. But if you take a look at Bitcoin and a lot of altcoins, August/September is usually the month where we see a strong move to the upside. So potentially this is what we could be looking at. Of course, if we start coming back down with the wave 2 pullback and we drop lower than the wave one low, then obviously this is invalidated. But for now, we are holding this low. It looks good. Overall, the 1.618 support level here is going to be a very important support level to hold, because the main idea right now is that we want to be holding this low, because if we want to start a local uptrend that will eventually bring us into the bull market in 2024/2025, then we need to start building some sort of a move to the upside. And obviously, we're going to be having corrections throughout that. We're going to be having flash crashes and all that fun stuff. But we don't want to be in this downtrend anymore, because if we continue down below this low, that's going to be very negative. For example, if I take a Fibonacci retracement from that high to this low, our 1.618 target, in case we break below the 0.000948 level, is going to be at 0.00467 at the 1.618, which from that local low is another 50% to the downside. So this would be the bearish scenario for the entire altcoin market. So I would just be ready for that in case we see a flash crash. I'm not saying we're going to be going that low. I'm just saying that be ready in case we see some bearish news coming out, because the government can do whatever it wants and the markets are going to feel the effect of that. So we just want to be ready for that. And a lot of people seem to think that I'm being too bearish without any reason. And people are saying that Harmony 1 is going to be going up until, it's going to be breaking 3 cents or something. And I just told people, well, hopefully it does, but I'm just, looking at the facts, looking at the inflation rate, looking at what the Fed is doing, looking at the bank situation or the financial situation that we're having right now, the economic crisis. This is, we're not in a full crisis just yet, but this doesn't look very good. So I wouldn't be projecting, Bitcoin reaching the all-time high prices by the end of the year, because we are in such a situation. Until we see the Fed start increasing or decreasing or cutting the interest rates, we cannot say that Bitcoin is going to be hitting $100,000 just because, we've went down so much. Well, that's not a good argument. You have to look at the facts and you have to apply logic to your charts, first of all, because if you simply go off of the technical targets or whatever, that's just not going to work. And let's jump into the daily RSI, see what's going on here. So we dropped below the golden support block. This was another good entry point. As always, the golden support block is typically a very, very strong level to hold us up. And usually we see a bounce to the upside after we reach to it. Now, we also broke above this light blue resistance trend line. And if we manage to stay above it, I would be targeting the resistance trend line above, which is the white resistance trend line. As you can see, we've hit that level 3 times already. We had a little bit of a fake out, but for the most part, this is a major resistance level. So if we continue with this impulsive move to the upside, we might do something like this and, get a rejection from that level there. And that's going to be a nice swing trade opportunity for you. But let's switch over to the weekly chart on Binance. And before we continue with the video, guys, I quickly want to give a shout out to everyone who has joined my Patreon. Thank you very much. And if you want to become a part of the Patreon and, get access to a lot of exclusive content, such as podcast episodes for patrons only, my trade alerts, my entire portfolio, I share everything that I buy and everything that I sell. If you want to leave some requests, we can take a look at your projects on Patreon. So there's a lot of cool stuff going on there. I try to do daily updates and daily posts in there. So if you want to try it out for free, you can do that as well. There's a 7-day free trial, so you can do that and let me know what you think. Let's get on with the video. Taking a look at the weekly chart, Harmony 1 against USDT. As you can see, we broke out of the falling wedge here. We almost got to our technical target at 0.03079 cents. Not quite, but still, this was a good selling point or good area to take some profits and buy back in off the 20 EMA, which was a solid 26.5% pullback. You could have waited until we went as low as the support block here, which is 42%. Or in total, we actually dropped 50% on Harmony 1. So we're back in this green support block. We're bouncing off of it. This is a very good entry for anyone looking to get into Harmony 1. If you still don't have any tokens, anywhere between 0.01706 down to 0.01303. As you can see, we ran into that level as resistance back in August 2020. We back tested this support block as support in February of 2021. Then we had another backtest of support in June last year, in October last year, and in November 2022. So all of these levels are very important. And if we indeed come back to this support block once again, I would say that's a good area to dollar cost average, because what I'm hoping for is that we bottom out somewhere here for this particular move, and then we continue to the upside, because this would mean we're still in a potentially a local uptrend. But after we print this low, we do need to break this high. We do need to break this local high. We do need to get above the yellow resistance trend line over here, back test it as support, and hopefully take out the 55 EMA, because we want to be building momentum. We want to be breaking resistance levels in order to have more targets to the upside. But so far, so good. We saw this break to the upside, nice back test of support, and potentially continuing with the trend. Obviously, the white trend line here, this multi-month resistance trend line that we had, is going to be a major indicator, a major resistance level, I should say. So maybe if we see a strong push towards the upside at the end of 2023, this might act as a strong resistance level, and we might get rejected from it. So you could see a pullback from there, maybe, retest the 20 EMA at that point. Maybe we get the bullish cross on the weekly EMAs. Who knows? Let's not speculate too much, but for now, Harmony One is doing great. If we take a look at the weekly RSI, as you can see, we came back down into the support block. We had a fake out below it. Now we're coming back into it. What I would be targeting here is I would be targeting this support block that we have. Let me just bring out this indicator here. There we go. So actually, we can even drop it down. So this green support block here is going to be pretty important. This was a major resistance level during the summer, or during Q4 of 2022. Then we broke above, and now we're going to be looking for that back test of support over here. And that's when we're going to move to the upside afterwards. So this is what we're roughly expecting for Harmony One. The price has retraced quite a bit, so I would say this is a good buying opportunity. If I had some spare cash and I wanted to buy into Harmony One, I would probably start doing it right now, but obviously not all in, because we can still come back lower, and you want to have some money to buy into that dip as well. So we are taking a look at the stochastic here on the weekly. We just started moving out of the oversold. So this was obviously a very good averaging and accumulation zone here on the stochastic. If we come back down here below the stochastic RSI of 20, then that's going to be another indicator that we're oversold and that we're in a very good buying opportunity. So yeah, that's pretty much everything for the weekly chart. And if we want to take a look at our long-term targets to the upside, what we can do as always is take the Fibonacci, the good old Fibonacci retracement, and slap that on the chart. Take the local low and the local high. We're looking at $3.08 from where we are right now. That is 16,000% move to the upside. If you want to be a bit more conservative, you can target the 1.414. That is going to take us all the way up to $1.50. That's 7,288% move to the upside, which is more plausible. So thank you all for watching. I'm going to see you in the next update. Hopefully have a great day or great evening. Take care and goodbye.